Hi, this is Chuck Lavazzi. Welcome to Chuck's Culture Channel. And I am here today talking to Ron Jackson, seven string jazz guitarist, who's going to be at the Blue Strawberry on March 10th, which is coming up real soon now since we're recording this on February 28th. Ron, welcome to our YouTube video blog.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Good to see you.
You
And
too.
let's talk about you've got a lot of stuff going on. So
Always.
why don't we talk first about kind of the mainspring for this tour? This is the I'm looking at another screen here. Uh, the the uh, the Ron Jackson Trio with Katie McGrath, Jazz on Seven. The mainspring for this tour is your new album. So let's talk about that a bit.
Oh yeah. So I have a new album out. It's called Standards and My Songs, and
Hmm.
in CD and in actually in rare vinyls too.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I've
I
been
have a lot of those.
oh, good, good, good. Me too. I mean, I used to have a lot. Then I got rid of them. I got some. When people were actually at one point in New York, there was like people on the street corners trying to sell these vinyls for like $1 each. Now they're valuable. It's like they're valuable again. Yeah, my new album just came out actually on February 25th, just this past Friday. The official release, and I had my official release party at the Django in New York City at the Roxy Hotel. So that was really successful. So the album has been out. I've had a lot of great reviews already from my publicist, and it's actually last week it was the most added uh, jazz record in on college radio on the
Cool.
NACC charts. I think it's called, and the second most added on Jazz Week behind this guy named Bob James, who I've never heard of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
so yeah, it's
newcomer.
been doing really well this record, so I'm happy.
And it's also available on Spotify and places like that. That's where I was listening to it just the other day.
Yeah, so I mean, the first song on my new album is called Brandy, and it was a Looking Glass tune, and one of my favorite songs growing up. And so what I do this is a concept album. It's actually the follow up to that album that you mentioned, Standards and Other Songs.
Okay.
And they had Mood Dance on it. And Mood Dance was more of like it's really a swing tune, swing pop tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
That
is.
Van Morrison created. And what I did was what Brandy is I made that into a swing tune too. So
Okay.
my concept of these albums was to adapt some jazz, some pop songs or R&B or even songs from like Drake, the hip hop artist, and make it to a swing jazz style.
Hmm.
And so my new album is called Standards and Others. And my songs, my first one of this series was called Standards and Other Songs.
Right.
So that album was all covers. I never did an album of all covers before. Now
Hmm.
I'm back to my old format where I did covers and other people's songs and my songs since I'm a composer and a trained composer from Berklee College of Music. So that's my new concept about my album. It's my second album also on seven string guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the one you're going to be playing a lot of stuff from on the 10th.
Yes, most of that. And Katie's going to be a special guest on a couple of these arranged songs that are made from pop, like Brandy and This Nearly Was Mine from South Pacific. That song.
Okay. Yeah, we should mention Katie McGrath is who we're
Yes.
talking about, who is a native St. Louisan, went to New York, became a cabaret star, and is now back in St. Louis. And in fact, has done a lot of shows at the Blue Strawberry herself. And she's going to be there with you as your special guest vocalist.
Yes, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to actually meeting her in person too, not
Oh,
virtually.
okay.
Yeah, I've never met her in person.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
known Katie for a number of years now, and she's not only a great cabaret artist. And I say this as someone who reviews cabaret a lot and who does it now and then, but she's just a really nice person.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's really nice, really
Yeah,
nice, very
yeah.
nice.
And
Yeah.
you've got a trio with you too, yes?
Yes, I do. So I was going to bring the original guys in the band um, from the record, but they can't make the tour. So
Uh,
the original bass player was Ben Wolf, Ben Wolf, and on bass, who used to play with Diana Krall and Wynton Marsalis and all these people.
Oh, okay.
And so was and Willie Jones III, the drummer who played with Wynton as well, and a bunch of other people too. But they couldn't make it because by the time I found out I had applied for a grant actually for this tour for part of the
Hmm.
tour from the organization called South Arts in Atlanta, Georgia, and they have this grant called the Jazz Roads Grant.
Hmm.
And so I applied to be able to bring my band because otherwise I couldn't afford to bring a band because of all the hotels and all, airlines for 3 people and 4 people with the tour manager. And
Right.
so they couldn't make the gig because it's only a couple of weeks ago I found out I have this grant. So I'm bringing Kyle Kohler, who's a great Hammond organ player, and a drummer named Corey Rawls that I've used on sessions and other stuff like that. So
Okay.
they're coming with me. So it's going to be like a Hammond organ trio. I like to use that format too, with Katie McGrath on our special guest on vocals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, an organ trio is kind of real classic jazz sound too. People will find
yeah,
that. Sure. Yeah.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna actually have probably we're gonna have like 4 gigs before we even get to the Blue Strawberry. We're starting out in Medina, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And then we're going to
Wherever that is. Yeah.
yeah, I know. It's near Cleveland. It's a small. It's actually the grant I got is like for they want you to target rural cities.
Oh, okay.
So this place is considered rural. I think they only have 25,000 people. Rural is below 50,000. So I'm going there. Then I'm going to Youngstown.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to like Westerfield, which is a suburb of Columbus. Then I'm going to Pittsburgh. Then flying the next day to go to St. Louis.
Wow.
Because I mean, I was trying to get it not to jump around like that, but it ended up like so. Good thing I got a grant because I would have had to fly by myself anyway. So
Yeah.
and then we're going to Holland, Michigan, right after St. Louis, so we're gonna fly there because it's just too much to drive.
Oh, yeah. I would think so.
I mean, it's like a 6 hour drive. We don't feel like doing that. So and then I'm going to from Holland to Madison. That's the first part of my tour. Then I'm going to other places. My tour is about a month long, but I have a few days off, and I'm going to California and to Omaha, to
Wow.
Iola, Kansas, in Michigan, and back in Missouri again.
Well, so if people want to know the tour dates, can they go to your website?
Oh yes, RonJacksonMusic.com,
Okay. And I'll
and
put
it's
that in
all there.
the description here.
Great.
RonJacksonMusic.com, and you can find out because this is going to be on YouTube for a while. So,
Oh wow. Oh
so
yeah,
people,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
My tour is going to end basically on April 3rd.
All right.
Yeah. So
So,
it's a long,
any
it's a long tour. Long tour.
so if you're seeing this anytime before April 3rd, check out his website and find out where he is. He may be coming to a city near you or where you are.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, bring me to your city if you want.
Yes, really. Sponsor the man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we're talking about your music, but we haven't heard any. But I know you have your guitar there.
Oh yeah.
You want to play a little something for us?
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, this is a 7 string guitar, so I'll play a 7 string song. I'll play a song that's on that album, like just
Okay.
part of it. It's the last song. Um, it's called "Time After Time."
Okay, and I'm going to mute myself here.
Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, thank
right.
you.
Yeah. Time after time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an idea what you're going to hear on the 10th of March at the Blue Strawberry, and also lots of other places between now and early April. With
Yeah, yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, that'll be
So,
like with a full band this time, though. Next time.
yeah. Yeah, so you said you're a composer. So uh, what kind of stuff do you write? I mean, how would you describe your music?
Well, I mean, most of my stuff is my own compositions are mainly jazz style compositions. You know, on my
Okay.
album, I have about 5 tunes on there. They're original compositions, except for one tune I co-wrote with my wife. And so, you know, so you know, I compose in different styles. You know, modern jazz, straight ahead jazz, swing.
Hmm.
Also, I do pop composition. You know, I'm into different styles of music too. I do folk music and
Oh, okay.
you know acoustic. I've done an all acoustic guitar record that I have out. You know, I'm actually a writer for Acoustic Guitar Magazine too. So I do a lot of lessons and but so I'm into folk music. I'm into like island Caribbean music, African music as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I write in those styles too. So it just depends, you know. But on my jazz albums, I tend to write jazz focused compositions. You know, like kind of like maybe some songs could be in the style of Wes Montgomery
Yeah.
or you know or Kenny Burrell or depends. You know, just so many different ways to write for jazz too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're really very eclectic as a composer, is what it boils down to.
Yeah. I mean, I like all styles of music too. You know. So I mean, I'm into like flamenco music and classical guitar. I studied a little classical guitar,
Okay.
but my main, you know, I used to be a rock guitar player too. I love rock and progressive rock music too. Interestingly enough, you know, so I'm very very open. You know, there's only two types of music. Remember that? Good and bad.
Yeah. Right. Was it Duke Ellington said that? Right.
I
I
forget
don't remember.
who.
Yeah.
Someone said that. I have a lot of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Who
For something.
remembers it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, well, yeah, I was going to ask you who your biggest influences were, but it sounds like they're all over the place.
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to love Jimmy Page to Jimi Hendrix to George Benson, Wes Montgomery, Pat Metheny. I mean, all kinds of people.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and I'm even more influenced by the younger, you know, kind of like progressive rock players. Even I mean, some of my favorite people, music. You know, one of my favorite guitarists ever was Andre Segovia. He was
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Well,
Or Julian Bream, all those guys. You know, all those great classical guitar players. And
Julian Bream, who was also he was also an expert on the lute. Yes.
yeah, and you know, Paco de Lucia. You know, he's a flamenco guitarist. I mean, I'm into all kinds of stuff. So
Okay.
you know, I have all the guitars too. You can't see all the guitars, but I have all these guitars hanging, like 12-string guitars, banjos, and
Oh
8-string
wow.
guitars, 7-string guitars, 6-string, classical nylon, everything. You know, I'm into it all. I still have to practice all of them too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Take some time.
yeah.
Um, well, since I mentioned your original compositions, do you want to do one of them for us here?
Oh, let me
Are you
see. Let me
start
think.
do one of your own things?
Yeah, that would be nice. Let me see if I can play you a little bit. Oh yeah, I'll play you a little bit of the song that is on my album. It's like a ballad.
Okay.
I'll play a small excerpt of it. This is
Okay.
dedicated to Pat Martino, that is a great guitar player that just passed away last year from, you know, I don't know exactly what he died from, but he was one of my teachers. This is called For Pat. I'll play a little bit of it. Okay.
Nice, nice. It sounds like there's a lot of love in that tribute. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pat Martino, I don't know if you knew him, but he was like one of the greatest jazz guitarists. I used to study with him, and he was one of these really like fiery improvisers.
Oh
But
yeah.
he rarely wrote he wrote like a song that was kind of like that ballady, kind of like country kind of song, and it was one of his only songs where he actually played like something like on acoustic guitar because he rarely played on acoustic guitar. So
Mhm.
this song was kind of influenced by him in that way, you know. So that's called For Pat. It's on my
For
new
Pet.
album. This album.
I, the new album, which
Yeah,
people can buy, and they can also probably, and they can get on, I guess, Spotify and Amazon and places like that,
yeah, and in person when I see you.
and in person, yes.
When I
Which
sign them
once,
for you.
yes, which
Yeah.
once, yeah, which once again, let's repeat this. This is Thursday, March 10th, 7:30 p.m. at the Blue Strawberry nightclub here in St. Louis. If you've never been there before, Ron, it's a really cool room, and I think you'll like it. I've got an image of it back here in back of me, but I think you'll
Yeah.
really enjoy playing there. Just got great acoustics, nice space.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I haven't been playing in St. Louis in a long time. I played there years ago when I was touring with a Broadway show. I think it was
Mm.
one of the Fox Theater, one of those places. I forget what theater is there, but it was
Probably
like
would have
one of
been
the.
the Fox is the big one, yeah.
Yeah, 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 and yeah, it's a really. I really enjoy St. Louis. You know, I'm
Okay.
looking forward to it.
Well, Ron, we look forward to seeing you here. And once again, if people want to know more about where you're going to be, they can go to your website. And that's it's ronjackson.com. Yes.
RonJacksonMusic.com.
ronjacksonmusic.com. And
Yes.
in any case, you'll find it in the description of the interview here on YouTube. So thanks very much, Ron. Good talking to you. And
Thank
best of
you.
luck here in St. Louis. I think that sounds like it's going to be a great show.
Oh, thanks. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, I'll see you there. Hope one of these days. Great.
Okay, very good. So for Chuck's Culture Channel, this is Chuck Lavazzi. That's Ron Jackson, and we'll see you next time.